So today, like I said, the entire series is going to be based on telling you, like, I know many people are actually very good. Many people have good profile, better than mine, right? I've reviewed a lot of people's profile, which like I've reviewed a lot of people's profiles, which technically they have done better than I did when I was an undergrad. But the problem is just how they are expressing themselves, how they're selling themselves, how they're presenting themselves. Why some people know how to present themselves, but they don't know where to find this opportunity. Like I said, coming like I used to say, even during my undergraduate, many people are good. The only problem we all have is that some of us don't have access to information. Yeah. It's not that we don't know, we can't get it done. The only problem it always has been is access to information. Like if you don't know something is possible, you will never know it's possible. But if you don't know how to do something, but you know it's possible, there's a probability for you to do it. These are like some of the things I live by. So sorry that I speak too much today, but it is just what it is, so that we can have a background of what we are going to be doing in this entire series. Um, like I said, let me find my this thing. We have a list of informations and things we are going to be doing in this series, the 2026 series, right? And majority of these things are even on the group. We try to like disseminate this information as much as possible so that people can have access to it. But I later realized that no matter what we do, it's still better to like come here and explain to people. Uh, like this, if you're looking for like the series or the topic of this series, that I mean, what each meeting is going to be discussing, you can also start making your own research on it before you come to the meeting, or you can come to the meeting preparing your mind that okay, I need this. I'm going to be jotting a lot. Go to the group description. Go to the go to the description. Go to the last part of it. You will see schedules of topic. The first is search for school and keeping record. I think I've done that before. Today we're going to be talking about NOR, degree certificate, transcripts, recommendation letter, letter of English proficiency, and probably um, what was it called, standardized exams, right? So they say the advice I gave people who applied, who started with me in March last year. We started in January before we started this meeting officially in March last year. It might be a little bit different from the advice I'm going to give to people right now. Because me being in US, I realized I have certain information that most people might not have, and I'm going to like advise people based on those information, so additional information that I have. So for today, we are going to like, I'm going to show you where the uh, the search for school and keeping records actually um, actually is, where you can find those resources. And I will happily and gladly encourage you guys to go to the group description and go and read it verbatim. Please, it's very important. We put in a lot of effort to write those things out. So it's gonna like reading the group instruction and following some of the things there is gonna like set you up for a lot of information, which are gonna be very helpful to you too. Um, okay, let's just start today. Let's just get it started. Today, yeah, like I said, we're going to be talking about majorly annual transcript, recommendation letter, letter of English proficiency, and probably next week we start with our how to write academic CV. Yeah, some of the things, do's and don'ts. We're going to talk about that next week. But this week, let me just first off share my screen. I believe you can see my screen. Please, you can unmute yourself to talk when I'm asking a question, please.
It's gone.
Okay. Um, yeah, as like I was saying, I said I'm going to show you where you can find how to search for school and keeping record. This is it. Uh, so this is where you can find the information. Let me just show you. Uh, there is a on the group description, right? You will be able to find the link to the group YouTube channels, which you need to like subscribe to, so that you can see anytime I have an information to share and I'm not going to be using a meeting, and I can just sit down, record it, and post it here. So, what is it called? We have a this is search for school and keeping record. Please and please, this should be a preliminary to anything you want to do. Please, even just if you have things you've learned from this meeting, pen it down before you start acting on whatever you have today. You should go back to this video and study it. It's not just watching video like you're watching a movie. It's like packed with information. There are many places I go to show you where these can be accessed and how to use many of these resources. So it will be very helpful to all of us if you can go through, yeah, just go through this video. You can find access to it anywhere. The name of the group is this. The name of the um, channel is this. So go there, watch the video, pen down things you need, are necessary, and it's practical. So that's just what I want to tell you. I just want to show you that as for today. And also, let me just take this out. Also, um, like I said, this is the meeting summary that was written by some of the schools when we had the first meeting, because this will be the third meeting. When we had the first meeting, please go through this also. You can print it out. Like, to be honest, graduate school journey is a full-time journey, to be honest. Like, it requires a lot of effort, especially when you are just starting out and there's nobody to guide you. But when there is someone to guide you, I believe you also need to guide yourself. One of my mentors used to say something he always said it jokingly. He said, follow Wasabi Road, right? Which is a common slang or a common word thing sentence that people say. But he did not stop there. He said, follow his Wasabi road, but ensure that you owe your tea fare. You understand what I mean by that? So many people might interpret it differently, but I interpreted it as, even though if you have someone who is guiding you, right, you should also be ready to put in the work. When someone say do this, don't pile it to, and this is January, the application is going to open by August. To actually be fully prepared for graduate school application, you have to be preparing at least a year before. At least a year before. This is what I did, because you write a lot of SOP that are going to be trash, even if someone is helping you reviewing it or telling you how to do it. SOP, CV, you're going to spend a lot of time to come up with ideas you need to put in your CV to tailor it out, to do anything, to even search for school, which is one of the most important things, to search for school that aligns with your own requirement, with your own set of skills, not just apply to any school. Because when you're applying to school, your uh your skills, what you can do, let me use too much English, what you can do, what you are capable of doing, what you know what you have passion for doing, aligns with the requirements of the school. Not just that you'll be thinking about yourself alone. You have to be thinking about yourself and how it aligns with the school, with what the school wants. Because no matter how good you are, you might have a 4.99, might publish 15 papers, might have go to 1,000 conferences, might have done anything you think you need to do. But if you apply to the school who are not looking for that your skills at the moment, there's no way they're going to admit you, because you do not fit their own requirements. You fit your own requirement, or you fit the uh, broader requirement of grad school, but you do not fit the specific requirement of individual school you're going to be applying to. So I don't know when I need to do this, but let me just throw it out right now. If you're applying to multiple graduate school, which you are going to be doing, you apply using each school for one SOP and one CV. I don't know if it's necessary, but I need to put that out right now. If you're applying to any graduate school, you ensure that you edit your CV towards that school and you edit your SOP towards in line with that school too. So don't use one CV for 5 schools. Don't use one SOP for 5 schools. Don't write a generic SOP. We're going to talk about that later, but that's not a problem. Okay. Again, like I said, this is search for school and keeping record that people um already written out for us. It's detailed. I've read it numerous times. I was the one that said it. I was the one that approved it, but at least I've read it numerous times. Also on that YouTube channel, there's also how to navigate graduate school application portal, but you don't really need to like go through that right now. You don't need to go through that right now. there is a series on how we are still going to like explain many things on that. Yeah, this assignment, that was when we started, it's still valid. You need to do it, even if you're not going to be submitting again the way we did when we started, because there's no time for me to be going through it. But you should know that, okay, search after you've read everything, you know how to do it. Now you go and search for schools and keep the record of 50, at least. You see, I didn't say just 50 schools, at least 50 schools that aligns with your own requirement, not just any 50 school or top 50 schools in the world. No, go and look for, if you are going to be looking for top schools, look for top 50 schools in your own niche. Your own niche. I mean, in your own niche. I mean, I studied chemical engineering as an undergrad. I'm going to be working on, I will find top 50 schools or wherever. All my list of schools are going to be based on either chemical engineering or my research area. It might not be chemical engineering, like it might be combination of schools that are offering chemical engineering and school that are working in the sustainability and fuel production, catalysis kind of school. It might be in chemistry, right? It might be in chemical, it might be in environmental engineering, it might be in bioengineering, regardless, relating to whatever I want. So just add those schools together. And what else again? And follow the instructions is there. So I'm just trying to point this out to make things easier for us. I think that's that about that. You don't need to submit this, just do the assignment and you can, how do you get this done, right? Please, if I'm too fast, let me know. I can see you, you can just speak. If I'm too fast, let me know.
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. If I'm too fast, let me know. These are just thank you very much, madam. These are just means to get you up to speed, right? Yeah, that is that about searching for school and keeping record. Please and please ensure you go and watch that video. It's less, I think it's an hour or something, but I don't expect you to watch it in an hour. Get as much as many information as possible because it's practical. It's not just okay, I've watched it, I'll go and check, I'll go and do everything they said later. No, watch it, write it down, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to, and do it. When you are doing it, go back again and watch it again so that you don't miss information because a lot of information are passed in that video. So finally to the objective of the day. Yeah, I call this what is it called? I call this um the the document you're going to need, right? Because if you have graduated more than a year, right, your NOR is not important again. You need your degree certificate. Although you can still use your NOR, provided that probably you have not done your convocation, and uh, you can use your NOR provided you've not done your convocation, but you still have your NOR with you to apply. I believe if the school requires you to submit your degree certificate, you should be able to get it up by that time. Don't let anything stop you from applying. So today's topic is NOR, transcript, letter of recommendation, letter of English proficiency. These are important or backbone documents that all your applications are going to be requiring. Are we together? Again, I'm so sorry for the disorganization. I'm going to like throw in another important information right now, which was not what this was not how I explained this last time, but I'm going to like try to explain this right now. If you are interested in only masters, I'm not saying it's not possible. If the only thing you are interested in, the only objective you want to do is only masters, I will advise you shoot less of USA schools, more of Canadian school, and most of European schools or Asian schools, right? Do you copy what I said? If you are interested in, I just want to get a master's. Hello?
Hey, you're too fast. Can you please come?
Okay, sorry. I know I'm always fast. That's why I asked you. Okay, I said if you are interested in getting only masters, you don't have any intentions of going for PhD, right? I will advise you to shoot less of US schools, less. Shoot more of Canadian school and the most of European and Asian schools. I'm not saying you cannot get admission in the US, you can, but most admissions, most master's admission in the US are either self-funding, that is, you have to pay for everything yourself, or partial funding. That is, they will pay a particular percentage, like 20%, some pay 30%, some pay 50%, and you have to cover the rest. Or if you are so adamant about USA, you can also check out some of external funding uh, funding bodies or agencies like the MasterCard funding and some other. Also, the road funding also is there, and those are going to be the things you should look out for, right? So, but if you think that you you want to go to the US, right? I will advise you, to be honest, and you want to apply on a fully funded, probably an assistantship or wherever, you should apply to US, especially if you're in STEM as a PhD student. Many people apply to US as a PhD student. You have a greater chance of getting funding with admission, although the admission might be more difficult than if you apply for only masters. If you apply for only masters, definitely there's a high percentage you're going to get admission, but the percentage of you getting a fully funded admission with a masters is low. It's like little. The percentage is smaller than you getting a assistantship with a PhD. If you apply with a PhD to a PhD and you qualified, you apply where you presented yourself very well, you if you have an admission, there is high probability at least they can give you an assistantship. What I mean by an assistantship, scholarship, and fellowship, let me use this opportunity to explain that too. Assistantship is like you'll be getting paid. They will cover your tuition. You'll be getting paid a stipend, right? You'll be getting paid a stipend that will cover your living expenses, your housing, and some other things. But you will have to be working too. Like you'll be working for the school. For instance, you can be a graduate assistant who is going to be, you can be working in a library for 20 hours per week to be like they are paying you for that your hours of working. You can be a research assistant who is going to be doing research in the lab. So they'll be paying you for that research. Your supervisor is going to be the one to be paying you for that research that you're doing. And you can be a teaching assistant. You're going to be teaching on the graduates, so you can just be the one to be grading their courses, attending their office hours, grading their exams, giving them support, just little things like that. You might not necessarily have to teach them like on the board. That there's a instructor for that. So you can be a teaching assistant. They'll also be paying you for the 20 hours you are teaching per week as your own stipend to cover your living and uh, house and just for your upkeep expenses. But so there are also something we call fellowship. These are like organized by a particular body. You don't need to pay for that. These are like just scholarship. Like for instance, Ernst Institute Fellowship is a fellowship that just want probably a research or someone just for you to go for a PhD. For we African Nigerian students, we don't really have much opportunity to that. Some people do, but most of us don't, right? But the one we have most opportunity and information about is also the assistantship and the scholarship. Scholarship is by organizing external body that are ready to you prove yourself to them that you're worthy. You win the scholarship, they are going to be the one to fund your education to study in a particular school. So you don't need to work. If there's a MasterCard scholarship and you're in the UK, you are you are in Canada, you go to the school, they will cover your living expenses. They might even be, I think some of them they will be giving you stipend. All of them say they will give you stipend to keep you for your upkeep. Some scholarship don't, but they will cover everything regarding tuition, housing, everything. You don't need to pay, and they will be giving you stipend. So those are scholarship you can also look out for. So yeah, that's that about that. Like I was saying, back to today's information topic. We will be talking about NOR, transcripts, letter of recommendation, and letter of English proficiency. I know we have many graduates on the group, and we have many final year students on the group too, who might want to uh, apply for 2026. If you're a final year student, you can get admission. I got my first admission in my 500 level first semester. We've not even resumed second semester before we can say we want to I want to like want to finish exam before I can say I want to get my transcript. It's not a problem. So there's something they call NOR once you are a graduate, or you understand, once if you have graduated, there's something they call NOR, notification of results. You is a paper you'll be given, a document you'll be given to show that you're a graduate and that you graduate from a particular school, and you are awaiting your certificate as a graduate. I don't know if that makes sense. Some school call it SOR, statement of results. So it's just like a statement for you. I don't know if I can explain this in Yoruba. It's just, I give you this so that in case people ask you, although your certificate is not ready yet, but you have this to show that I graduated from this school and this is what I graduated with. That's what NOR means. There's something we call transcript. Transcript is just the result, your result you got from 100 level to your 500 level or 400 level, your final year generally. So you get this also from the school. School is going to process your transcript. But if you are planning to apply, you don't need to be like, my school has not processed my transcript, so I cannot apply. You are collecting the results every semester from your department. What I always advise students is to collate these results into a PDF. All these documents you see here are something you must put in a PDF. Don't submit any document for graduate school application in any format except PDF format. Do not. So let me just read the group meeting and explain it. I think that will be better. I said notification of results is just like a degree certificate, a document that shows that you actually attended the school and you graduated. This will be obtained from the school you graduated from, and you can scan and save a copy of a copy to use for application. For this kind of thing, when you want to start your application, I will advise open a folder on your desktop, name it for 2026 application. Under that folder, put documents. Some of these documents, put them in PDFs and save them under that your document under your for 2026 application folder, so that you will be able to keep track of what you're doing. So like I explained regarding NOR, that is what is just said. So in case you are asked to submit your degree certificate during your application, during your application process, when you started applying for school, you can use your NOR instead if you don't have your degree certificate. So let's go to any question regarding the NOR before I move to transcript.
I have a question, Sha.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, let's say you have your NOR and at the same time you have your certificate. What do you suggest we do about that?
In a sane community, in an environment, a school or an institution will collect your NOR to give you your degree certificate.
Like I understand. Let's say I have my NOR with me and I have my certificate with me.
Not 100%. I
So
get
do you suggest I go for my certificate or NOR
this is
or
it.
both?
I get what you're saying. Nice
Okay.
question. I think I also have the same issue, right? Because I still have my NOR. I mean, I have the soft copy because I scanned it for my application before I return it back to the school to get my certificate. Once you have your certificate, your NOR should become invalid. You get what I'm saying? So if you have already
Okay.
gotten your certificate, I will advise you use your certificate as degree certificate when you want to apply for graduate school. You
Thank
understand?
you.
Like,
Yeah.
let me just put it in a simple slang. NOR is like when you went to a restaurant and you place an order, right, on a machine, and they printed out a number for you. You understand? Or a ticket, right? And you just hold that ticket and you go to another counter to go and show them the ticket that this is my ticket to give me my food. So your ticket is like your NOR, your food that you actually need. You're not going to eat your ticket anyway. So the food you actually need is your degree certificate. So once you have your food, your ticket become invalid. You just have to throw it in the trash or you put it somewhere. So it is just like that for graduate school also. If you don't have your food yet and you have your ticket with you, You can show people that I'm ticket number 155. This is what I ordered. This is what I need. Until they give you that food, you give them the ticket. So that's how it is. You can only show your NOR to graduate school when you don't have your degree certificate yet, to tell them that, yes, I don't have my degree certificate, but I have my NOR that shows that I went to this school and I graduated with the first class or second class or whatever I graduated with. But immediately you have your degree certificate, you made them the degree certificate, and you solve that problem. So the second thing is transcripts. Transcript is just a lot of English to some people. It's just your result. I said, why waiting for the release of your official transcript from your school? You can scan the results, your results you've collected from your first year, like first semester results, second semester results, 200 level result, 300 level to your final year. Whatever level you have studied to, and ensure that these results are signed to ensure that it's legitimate. The results must have up to 8 semesters as it serves as an indication of what grade you would eventually graduate with. For people that are studying STEM or people studying a 5-year course, you are allowed to compile your results from your 100 level to 400 level second semester, or from 100 level to your 400 level second semester or beyond as a document. Scan it. You can use CAM scanner. You can use any other scanner. Convert it to PDF. Put it on transcript and put it inside your folder. Let it stay there. So why can you use that? Why can you use the one from the 100 level to 400 level? Is because go and check it out. Majority of time, what you get after your 400 level second semester is going to show an indication of what you're going to graduate with. Is either you are going to graduate with almost first class, like 4.5, 4.5, or you are going to graduate with the first class, or you're going to graduate with the 2-1. It's going to show. If you're going to graduate with, it's going to be that 2-1 or 2-2, first class or 2-1. So it's going to give an indication. So when you get your full transcript, you can update when you get your full result, you can update your transcript. But you can use this while you are waiting. So people said, I've not gotten my document, especially people that just graduated, recent graduate. They'll be like, I've not gotten my document, I cannot apply, I have to wait for next year. Nah, you can always apply with the one you have right now. Before you submit or after you submit, if your document comes out, you send it to them. That this is my official document, right? So why waiting? Use this to apply. I said for direct entry students, exactly. You could include the result from your previous university, like Polytechnic, A-level. This should be put in either red or bold, because this is if you know you are going to be putting that your Polytechnic in your CV as a level of education. But if you're not going to be putting that in your CV, don't even use this at all in your transcript. But if you know you have a distinction, you have a good result that you are proud of in your Polytechnic, I will advise you put it. You are selling yourself. Again, just showing them that you have a sound education and you know what you're doing. So because I say you can use all these documents doesn't mean you shouldn't be applying for your official transcript. There are many ways to apply for official transcript from your school. So for those from Lautech, I'm gonna tell you some of the things you can also do to ensure that you have your transcript, because many schools will want to send transcript to the school you're applying directly, which is a bad idea for people that want to apply. To many schools. You have to be paying every time. So to avoid that, there are things you can do to ensure that you get your transcript and use it for the application. Yeah, Bonu, you can speak, please. It might be a mistake. Yeah, let's just continue.
Good evening, sir. So I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
You mentioned something about the NOR, like being invalid after you get your certificate and stuff like that. So I want to ask the same question. Does the same thing pertain to using your transcripts? Like when you get your certificate, does your transcript get invalid too?
No, it's not related. Your transcript is your result. Your result is yours forever. So there is something they call official transcript and unofficial transcript. I'm going to be explaining that further in a series, right? But I can just give an overview here. Anything that you scan yourself is an unofficial transcript. Oh, I think I did explain that in the search for school and keeping record, which is why I said you guys should go there to go and if you can copy that video, put it in water drink it, use it to make tea, I would advise you do that, because that is the foundation of everything that we're going to be doing. So, and don't get the foundation wrong. Everything you're going to be doing after that list of school and keeping record is going to be based on that list of school and keeping record. You see how much I'm emphasizing on that. So I think there is something they call official transcript. There's something they call unofficial transcript. Some schools will ask you that they want your official transcript. Some schools said they can take your unofficial transcript. So the one you scan yourself is an unofficial transcript. The one that your school sent for them is an official transcript. You're going to get more information on that. So in case you don't know what to do, you should start finding information on how to get your own transcript from your own school. How do people usually get your transcript from your school? And if you need that, you can let me know in the group so we can come up with a video on how to explain generally how people do it. So the next thing is the recommendation letter. You might not know how important these documents are right now, but I believe this is January. By March, April, when everything is coming together, you'll be like, this guy actually said this, because you find it very helpful to know that you need this document before you start applying and be running Etasketa to find out where can I get this document, what's the name of this document. This letter of recommendation is also, I don't like putting ranking on importance of documents when it comes to graduate school, because to me personally, the most important document that would tell you if you're going to get admission or not is your CV and your SOP, and some little things. But even if you are going to get admission or not, or you're going to get funding or not, those two things are going to be the thing to determine if you're going to get funding or not, and or get admission or not. But your application will not even be reviewed at all if you don't have a recommendation letter. So if you don't have a recommendation letter and your application is not reviewed, how are you going to get admission, even though your application is a stellar application? So don't play with any document we're discussing in here. So let me just read out from here. Recommendation letter. Oftentimes, even after submitting, look at this, I speak a lot. Is that oftentimes, even after submitting a stellar application with complete documents, a missing recommendation letter may defer your admission from being reviewed at all. They might not even check it out. They might not even check anything out, because if it shows your character, it shows the kind of person you are. If there is nobody to actually talk on your behalf that this guy, I work with him, is a good person, you'll be lucky to have him. Why do we need to go through the stress and be checking whatever you write to us if you cannot even convince people that already know you back home? So there is a need to exercise utmost care in ensuring that all your recommendation letters are sent prior to deadline. Please look at that. Before the deadline, ensure that all your recommendation letters are sent before the deadline. Majorly in the US, right? Most schools requires either 2 or 3. Let me say, from my experience, 30% of schools require two recommendation, 80% of schools require 3 recommendation letters. And I will explain how recommendation letters works from the tips from recommendation letter. They said the recommendation most times is in such a way that you submit the details of your recommender. What does that mean? Recommenders are people that are going to talk about you, they're going to talk about you to the school on your behalf. They could be your lecturer, they could be your supervisor at work, there could be someone that you know, that you work with, that know you for a long time. Personally, I use my supervisor and people I work with, at least for majority, those that wrote my application, they said they know me for the past 7 years. We've worked on this together, we have achieved this and this and that. Those are how they write your recommendation. So I said, you submit details of your recommenders. I've explained who recommenders is. How do you choose them? Recommenders, there could be your supervisor in school, there could be your lecturer in your school, there could be your lecturer in your department in your school, there could be a lecturer or some people in the lab, technologists in your school, in your department. There could be in other departments in the same faculty. There could be in other faculty in the same school. And there could be in the same faculty in any school in the US, in Nigeria, or wherever you are from. What I'm saying is I'm a graduate of Actual University of Technology. One of my recommender was from Unilorin. Although the person also is I don't want to mention his position, is a lecturer in Unilorin Department of Chemical Engineering too. That translates very well because I'm also applying to chemical engineering. You can also use people from Covenant, from OAU, from any other schools. I said, the school you apply to will send an email. You know what I'm saying? You submit the details of those people in your application. There will be column to submitting the details. In your application, you submit those details, and the school, they will automatically send an email to them for them to fill out your recommendation on your behalf. I said, the school you applied will send an email to them on how to submit a recommendation letter for you. In addition to submitting the recommendation letter, the recommender may have to answer some basic questions about you. For instance, how well do they know you? What can they speak about? What can they speak on about your potential? How is your communication skill, your leadership skill? They're just basic things. You don't really need to worry about that. Just submit your recommendation and the details of your recommenders and how will I put it? And just move on. Just contact, just focus on them that I want you to help me to write this recommendation and this and that. So that's what recommendation letter is for. So I'm gonna like share some of the tips I shared with them, and if I think some other things are necessary, I'm gonna like add it right now. I said recommendation letter tips. Find at least 5 potential recommenders. Remember, I said most schools ask for 3, but at least find 5 potential recommenders, both academic and non-academic or industry people. If your school require you to submit 3 recommendation letter, it is expected of you to submit at least 2 from academia and 1 from industry, or you submit the 3 from academia. I believe I'm communicating. You submit 2 from academia, 1 from industry, or you submit the 3 from academia. The same thing for 2 recommendations. You can submit 1 from academia, 1 from industry, or you submit the 2 from academia. For most of us that are just recent graduates, or people that have not actually worked in an industry that they have always been in the academia, I advise you just submit all 3. Because to me personally, I believe academic recommendations is most valid. Now you've found 5 people you want, you've identified 5 you should identify more than 5 people that should write a recommendation letter for you, at least 5 of them, and you get their information. They said make sure they are mainly associate professor, doctors, or junior lecturer you have a good rapport with, as most professors are often busy. Exactly. People do make this mistake a lot. They just want everybody that is on their recommendation letter to be a professor. These professors are so busy that they will tell you that they will write a recommendation letter for you, but they cannot just write more than 3 because they are busy. They don't have that time. And it takes a lot of time to sit down and be writing about someone. And it has to be specific. Like your recommendation letter they write for one school will be different from the one they write for another school, because some schools, some recommender just send the same thing, a generic recommendation letter. But people that actually care about you are going to write a recommendation letter that is specific. It's a lot of work. They have to change the name of the school. They have to change some things. You understand the address of the school so that it will look like they put in a lot of effort in writing the recommendation letter. So this is what I advise my mentees. Instead of saying, there's a professor in my department, the professor is ranked number 2 in the world, I have to put him there. You can put him there, but what if the man did not submit because he's too busy, or you want him to submit 15 and he doesn't have the time to submit 15, he submitted 3 and he stopped attending to your email. And that's why I say you should look for people that are like junior lecturers or associate professors, people that are, that you have good rapport with, that they will be able to write this recommendation for you. Don't pester one person. Don't let one person write 15 recommendation letters for you. That's why I said you should have at least 5. You can always rotate between them. Since the maximum number of recommendation letter a school can request for is 3, select and combine your 5 potential recommenders such that the workload is well distributed. This will reduce the stress of asking the same set of people for recommendation. every one of us, I believe we did combination and permutation. You can just put them. I used to do this. I will write the name of my recommenders out. I will put A, B, C, D in front of their name. I will go and use combination and permutation to give me a network of how I can combine them. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. It's been a while I've gone to school. Where's my calculator? And why am I even using calculator? So 5 combination 3 is what? That's 5 factorial over 3 factorial 2 factorial. That's 5 times 4. That's 20. That's 20. You can get at least 20 recommendations. No, not 20 recommendations. 20 ways to combine 3 people to write recommendations. You get what I'm saying? Like 20 different ways. You can only recycle on them. You understand? But you have 20 different ways to combine 3 people to write recommendations for you. So to reduce stress, so that you will not be like, okay, Jomo recommendation. Okay, Jomo recommendation. No. So let's move to the 4th information. It said, 4th tip, inform the potential recommender on time and always remind them. Always send a reminder. They are also busy. They are not paid to do this. It's not part of their job. If someone is, you don't owe that person anything. If someone is recommending for you, it's because the person cares about you and wants you to be successful. It's not part of their job description. They are not being paid for it. So don't be like, I need a recommendation letter today, or tomorrow, send it for me, or I need it today. No, they have families, they have things they are also doing. So you should inform them as soon as you decide that, my name is Aziz. I want to start, I want to embark on this journey. You should go to them and let them know. That's what I said. Inform your potential recommender on time and always send reminders so that they are informed and prepared ahead of when you actually need their recommendation. During application, after the email requesting their letter of recommendation has been sent to them, inform the recommenders. However, if you're applying to schools with deadlines closer, okay, there's a lot of things I wrote here. I said, however, let me explain this again. Don't just be like, I need a recommendation tomorrow and send it for me. If you are a recent graduate, you are still in school, or you've graduated a while, I will advise now that you should start contacting your recommenders. Look for at least 5 people. I said at least, I didn't say just 5. It could be more than 5. The better, the more the merrier, right? Look for at least 5. Send them an email, talk to them. Even if sometimes some people will not be able to write recommendation for you. You'll be like, if you want to do it on call, you can call them on call depending on the what's it called, the relationship you guys shared. If you're on school campus, just go to their office. Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Sir. My name is yes, my name is this. If you're in the department, they should know you. And if you're not, you can introduce yourself. It's not a big deal. You're starting a relationship with them. So I'm thinking of applying to graduate school, and I want to ask you if you are okay with me using you as one of my recommenders. You see, if they are busy, they'll be like, please, I'm busy, I'm going on a sabbatical, I will not be able to attend to your recommendation letter, because they will give you reasons. So you will already know. And again, in the body language of some of them, you will know that this person will not be willing to write for me, so that you can also look for someone else as soon as possible. And you tell the person the same thing. Joe, I'm planning to apply to graduate school, and I'm thinking of using you as my recommender. Are you okay with it? You get what I'm saying? So that's that. I said, during application, you've already started application. After you've inserted their information, I'm going to talk about the information you would need to request later. You've already inserted their information into the application portal. This will sound like Django's right now. It sounds like, what is this guy saying? I don't understand. But please and please pay attention. You are going to need every single sentence in this, every single word, not even sentence, every single word in this document. I would advise you download it. It's on the group, it's on the group Google Drive. Download it, print it out, put it by your side. Let it be a reminder of what you need to do. So I said, during application, after the mail requesting the recommendation letter has been sent, inform your recommender, like I said. You've already told them, you've been reminding them that you are going to use their recommendation. You're going to use them for recommendation. So once you put their name down, tell them, okay, they have sent an email for you to recommend me. Me and you, I always do something. I will say, okay, you don't need to do it right now. Take your time. I will tell you when I need it. When it is up to 5, don't just say, call him today. Hello, please. They have sent your email. They have sent you an email to help me recommend. Please help me recommend now. And you do that today. Tomorrow, hello, they have sent another email. Please let me recommend. Again, hello, you have sent another mail. Let me recommend. You know, like, no, you do like 5 applications. Let me say this is a cheat code I always use. Immediately I open an application, I've done my research on everything. I open an application. I know that I have the requirement that it's required by the school. I have all the documents ready. I just need to do a little bit of editing. I will skip to the recommendation part and insert the information of my recommenders immediately. I can do that for 5 schools that I'm sure that I'm going to apply. Do that for 5 schools, put their name and their email. They will send them the information directly. Call them. Do you see the email that was sent to you? I'm going to need you to help me do it, but you don't need to do it right now. You understand? They will start working on it, but they will be like, you don't need to do it right now. Immediately you start, because you don't start an application and submit it the same day. You continue with your application and you have 5 schools that you've already sent email out to your recommenders. You just call them. As this school, you just leave it. This school, they need your recommendation. They have sent you an email. Check your email. Let them say. What I'm trying to say in essence that ensure that they are sending your recommendation in batch, not just one calling them every time. It's exhausting for you. It's exhausting for them. So let me explain that question 5 again. It said tip 5: during application, after the mail requesting the recommendation letter has been sent, inform your recommenders. However, if you're applying to schools with deadlines around the same time, look at that, around the same time, like 5 schools that they have almost the same deadline. To know how to know about school deadline, go and check your search for school and keeping record video. You will see every information there. You can also allow the request to pile up to about 3 to 5, which is what I just said. Let it pile up to about 3 to 5. That way, each time a request is sent to your recommender, you inform them about it and just let them know that it's not necessary immediately. When you are done with the application in the same deadline bracket, you can now inform them to submit the recommendation for the 3 to 5 school at once. They will just sit down on it and just submit it at once. So it will not be like a reoccurring send. This will prevent the continuous stress of them submitting for each school one day at a time. So also, when you said you want anybody to use you for a recommendation, I will advise you send your CV to your recommender so that they can also highlight the achievements in your CV in your recommendation letter. Because recommenders are someone that is supposed to know you. They know you, you've worked with them, they know everything, they know a lot of things about you regarding academia. Even some people will even know you personally, they will know how many children you have, if you have a boyfriend, if you have a girlfriend, they will know that about you, depending on the kind of relationship you have with them. But if you don't have too much relationship with them, it's not bad. Send them one of my recommenders told me not to send my CV because technically my CV is like a story of my life, and he already knows the story of my life. And when he come up with things, he even said some things about me that I've actually forgotten. He said he was talking about the first day I came to him that I want him to be my mentor. I've forgotten what I said that day. He's talk about some of those things. So these are like points. Now let me now go to the required details of recommender. Each person you go to said, I would like you to be my my recommender. These are the things. You create a folder. This one should be Word document. Put it in your document folder that you have created before. You create a document. Name it recommenders details. The first person, what is full name? Aziz Akinyemi Kinikon. It might be 2, it might be 3. You should know their full name. Don't be using OO Ajagbe, OO Ajala, OO Aknami. No, know their full name. What position do they hold? Are they the department chair? Are they a lecturer in your department? Are they an associate in your department? Are they technologists in your department or wherever where they're working? Put it down for each person. Affiliation. This might be a lot of English for some people. Place of work. That's what I'm saying. I mean, institution for people that are in academia. Department of, it could be University of Ibadan, University of Ilorin, Ladokata University of Technology, Covenant University, that's the place they work. It could be NMPC, it could be Chevron for people in academia or in non-academia settings. Their phone number is very important. +234 0925193311 something. Put their number down and their official email address. You get what I'm saying? Their official email address. You must be able, before you even send out any recommendation, you must be able to have these 5 information fully filled about each recommender you want to use for your recommendation letter. I live by many rules. One of them is that if you fail to prepare, you're going to prepare to fail. This is preparation. Not everybody is going to tell you how to go about this. You prepare, that's why I say you prepare beforehand. You prepare a long time ago, and when you're applying, it will be much more easy for you because you already have all the information you needed. You've already connected the dots. You've already created a pipeline, a network that is going to be supplying every information you need. Type and save this document. This data is in the Word document in the folder created for the graduate school. Damn, can you imagine? That's exactly what I said. If you have any question regarding the recommendations I said, details about recommenders and some of other things regarding recommenders, you can talk to me right now. I want this to be interactive. I don't just want to be talking. Any question, please?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, madam.
Please, I have a question. What about those professors that when you put their name as your recommenders, they will not like send you the link that the school sent to them that you should like write the recommendation letter by yourself, like maybe you should submit by yourself?
No.
Is that
No.
something that
No, you can't submit your recommendations by yourself, but the write it by yourself is a valid thing. It happens every time. And again, sorry, it happens every time. And again, even if it does not happen, personally, some of the advice I give, I like, who is this? I like this question. Thank you very much for the question. It's completely skipped my mind up because I believe it's the first time. Probably I've explained this in another video or in another meeting. I will advise you initiate the recommendation letter. For instance, you have 5 recommenders that you want to use. Even before after you've gotten their email, anything, I said you need to create a relationship with them. There are ways to write recommendation. I can send, there are many of them on the group drive, like template on how to write recommendation letter. There are textbooks on how to write recommendation letter. There are information, I can only share that with you. Write these recommendation letters, right? You can write 5. Don't ensure that it is not the same. Ensure that it's not photocopy, because 2 people, if you are using 2 people and you are the one that wrote the 3, let's say you write 5 recommendation letters, or you wrote 3 recommendation letters, and you share, and 2 of them are like the same thing. Are you with me?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not sure. Okay. Ensure that you do not write the same thing in 2 recommendation letters, so that, because it is not possible for 2 different people to write the same recommendation, the same word, the same thing about one person the same way. It's not possible. The way I will describe you is different from the way another person will describe you. So if your application shows that 2 people submitted the same recommendation letter for you, you are out. So you can initiate writing the recommendation letter. It's not because they are going to submit it themselves. For our advice, you write it out, send it to them, ask them to help you review it. it shows that you are serious about this. It shows you are initiating this. It shows that you're really serious about this, and they can work off on what you've written or put together, help you edit it, put it on their own template, and make it a whole. You are helping them solve their problem. No, not their problem, it's your problem. But instead of it on them, like they should be the one to start writing, my name, his name is this, our name is that. You already took that initiative. You lower the burden on them. Many people don't have that information and they don't do that. So if you have done that with the recommender, you are creating a relationship with them. You send them, hello sir, good evening. I hope you are doing well. I decided to come up with a write-up, and I'm hoping you of my recommendation for this particular school, and I'm hoping you are going to help me review it. Send it to them. They will review it and send it back to you. They will tell you where that you need to correct. If you correct it, you send it back to them. If they want to write your recommendation letter, the first thing they will go to is, okay, if let's say many people send recommendation letter to this professors. Let's say 50 people send recommendation letter and they saw your name, they're like, okay, I don't need to sit down and be thinking about what to write about this girl or this boy. Let me go and check some of the things he or she has sent to me and work off from there and help him write a standard recommendation letter that I'll be using for him or her. So advice is that I will initiate that recommendation. You should be the one to write it, send it to them, tell them to help you review, even before they ask you. The information you need to send, your recommendation letter draft, and your CV. Those information are very important. Take initiative of writing your own recommendation, sending it to them. Don't tell them that you want them to help you submit what you wrote, but tell them that if you'll be happy, or just tell them to help you edit it. And when you need it, you tell them that they need to help you submit your recommendation. It will be very easy for them. It's a lot of work. So you doing that is showing that you are really serious. That's it. You are taking initiative. Any other question before we go to the letter of English proficiency? Okay, no one is saying anything. Yeah, the next thing on the agenda is letter of English proficiency. I don't know. Oh, it's out. This letter serves as a substitute for TOEFL and GRE and IELTS result. You can get, all schools in Nigeria can get you this letter. It is proof that you attended a school where the courses were taught in English language. It can be obtained from your GSN department, but it will be addressed to each school you're applying to. This is just basic information about how to get it in your school. However, the letter of introduction can also be obtained from your school senate building and will be addressed to whom it may concern, allowing the letter to be used as many times as you want. So this what this letter of recommendation is saying in essence is that is a substitute for TOEFL and GRE. A substitute for TOEFL and GRE. I said TOEFL and GRE. No, TOEFL and IELTS. TOEFL is test of English language as foreign English. TOEFL, test of English as foreign language. So it's a test that you take to prove that you understand English. You can speak, you can write, you can communicate in English. So if you can get your letter of English proficiency from your school, it can serve as that for schools that do not require letter of English proficiency. So does not require letter of English proficiency or TOEFL or GRE. Again, how will you understand what I'm saying here better is by you going back to your list of schools and keeping record to check out some of the things you need to tailor your schools. Everything is there. So there are if you once you come up with your 50 schools or 75 schools, right? You need to narrow it down. You cannot apply to 75 schools. You go and check. There are many things you need to do that is going to like give you an hint on which school is best for you, because some of us do not have money to write TOEFL, we don't have money to write GRE. We might be looking for schools that are going to waive those two information for us. But if you know you have the money, or you know it's gonna, let me just be blunt. Let me be honest. Let me just be honest. If you know your result is not that strong, I will advise you write this. I will advise you write this how would I call it? This standardized exam, the TOEFL and the GRE. But it's not all schools requires them. So you can tailor your school down by looking at some of the schools out of your 50 or 100 schools you come up with that are waiving GRE and TOEFL for Nigerian students. So once you see that, you will find that in another section. I'm going to explain that better. Once you see that, you don't need your letter of English proficiency again. But in case they waive it and you still want to show them that you don't just need to waive it for me, but I also have evidence to show that I speak English. Even if the school waived the letter of English proficiency, you should send your letter of English proficiency just for them to see that you are actually right. So any question? I think the assignment on this is you create a folder, like I said, create a folder, name it Graduate School 2026. Then the current assignment is to extend the one you did in the first one from 50 or from 0 to 50 schools to 100 schools. Just extend it to 100 schools. There are many schools out there. It's going to take a long time for you. It's going to take a long time because you're starting out, but I can promise you it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. It's going to be worth it. Because one thing is, I'm applying. I don't even know if I have a chance. Another thing is, I've made my research. I know that this school are not requiring these documents before I apply to them. So it will not be like you have wasted your time to apply to a school, you've submitted, then now actually that you should send your GRE score. Yeah, you did not do GRE. If you have intention of doing GRE, you will know, it will give you a plan, a way to plan yourself ahead. So I know, like I said the foundation is the list of school and keeping record. Go and watch it. You will see where the template is. Everything is open source. So the template is there. You copy, you put it on your system, put it on your graduate school document. Then you start editing, you start filling it out yourself. You start keeping your own personal record. Because even if both of us, you and I, we study the same department, we study the same course, we want to apply to the same graduate school, and we want to apply to the same department in the same graduate school, even to the same supervisor in the same graduate school, our stories are different. So what you might be looking for in this graduate school might be different from what I'm looking for. So that's why you must be the one to like tailor your own search. I'm just going to give you ways to do it. It doesn't matter if you're in STEM. It doesn't matter if you study English language. It doesn't matter if you study linguistics, if you study communication, if you study accounting. It doesn't matter. It's the same process. So that's why I said it's going to be worth it at the end of the day. It's going to take a lot of your time. You'll be like, it's not something you sit down and finish a day. Like I said, it's a full-time work. You can dedicate 2-3 hours to it per day, or 2-3 hours to it per week. I don't know. Come up with your own schedule and you'll be fine. So if you have any question, I'll be glad to take them right now.
Thank you very much, sir. I really enjoyed this session. I have a question.
Okay, go on.
So I watched the previous video where, like, while searching for schools, yeah, I noticed that some websites they write there that you must contact a principal investigator or a supervisor before. It is when that person now accepts you, that's when they can like ask you to go ahead with the application.
Yeah. That's have you checked the group description?
Yes.
Have you watched the test for schools and keeping record video?
Yes.
Definitely. Then you should know that we are going to talk about that, but I'm going to give you an hint right now. Your question is that sometimes they say you have to secure, not even just contact. You have to secure a supervisor. If you look at the list of school video and the template I shared, you will see a column there that says do they require you? Yeah, do they require you to, let me just put this up. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the documents I shared in the, yeah, this is one of the documents I shared in, as I call it, in the video. I work with this, I explained this extensively and intensively. Yeah. So your question is that you should contact supervisor. Look at it. Even when you are coming up with your list of schools, once you are done with this column, look at this. There is a research to go and look at what are the research they are doing in that school that aligns with yours. There is a part that requires you finding graduate coordinator of your school and your department. This is what these two are for. Who are graduate coordinator? They are the point person that have the information that you needed about your program and your school generally. Where can you find those information about this person and this school? Put the link here. The name and email of the supervisor that you look at, you go and look at supervisor that, can I work with this person? I like this school a lot, right? I like the research you're doing. But do you have research, any faculty that I would like to work with in this department? Then you put their name. Maximum, I always make it 4, maximum 5. And I always explain something that it should not be only full professor. Focus more on the assistant professor, then associate professor, then full professor. I've explained all that. I'm not going to go through that again. You see, this is color coded, right? Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, we
can-
are.
So this part is color coded. And this part is also coded in another color. All these heading there you're seeing are going to be what you are going to use to tailor your 100 school, your 50 school to the number of schools that align with yours. Because not all the 100 schools are going to be aligned with what you want to do. For instance, now this is the big deal. Application fee waiver. Some schools waive applications, some schools don't waive it. I'm not saying application fee should be the only criteria or to be a deal breaker for you. If every other things aligns and the application is just a problem, you might have to pay. For majority of time, it could be a problem for most of us that we cannot afford it. So we don't want to apply to a school, do all the work, about to submit, and they are telling us to bring money for application. Some application is as high as $120. Some is as low as $35, $50, right? So you find out if the school also requires you to submit a GRE score. That's another thing. If the school requires you to submit a IELTS or TOEFL, you're going to be looking for schools that waive these things for you. Waive application fee, waive GRE, waive TOEFL, waive WES evaluation. This is like, many people are asking about this. It's now much more expensive. It's almost 400K to do a WES evaluation now. I think so in Nigeria. I think it's not even more. I don't know. It was like 300 and something thousand before. I think it's like 4 to 600K now, just to evaluate your result from whatever result you're having in Nigeria to a standardized US or European standard result. Some schools will require it. Some schools are going to waive it for you, right? So when you are trying to, now you have a list of 100 schools. You cannot apply to all 100 schools. That's where the real job starts. Then you start going, okay, this school, I've gotten all the information. Then can they waive the application fee for me? If yes, you put yes. Can they waive GRE? Yes. Can they waive this? Yes. Can they waive this? Yes. When is the start date of the program? Yes. When is the deadline of the program? When is the decision of the program? Once you have all this information and it tallies with what you want to do, you keep that school. You will not apply to it first. But if you cannot live with any of this, let's say they are requiring GRE and you don't have money to do GRE or you don't have the capacity of doing GRE, you don't need to keep this school. Remove it from your list and look for another school. It's not deep. Don't have hard feelings. But if you know, because of this school, you are willing to go and write GRE, you can put it and say, I will write GRE and start preparing for GRE. Or you know that application fee, you can leave it and just know that I'm going to pay application fee. You will have it at the back of your mind that I'm going to pay application fee. Not that, and you'll be preparing for that. Not that you just come up and just start paying. You'll be panicking when you want to submit that you need to pay application fee. This is a simple explanation. Now back to why do you need to contact this? This information, this blue one, you're going to find it on on the school website, on the school, on some of the things I've explained that in the video. But this other one, you're going to find all this information, including what you asked, from one person. And who is the person or people? The graduate coordinator. There is if you check the schedule of this meeting, you cannot discuss everything at once. And there is a video or section specially dedicated to. Let me go there. You can also all check it out. The group description. Go to the last place of it. You will see schedule for meeting. You will see where they said how to send email to graduate coordinator. Inside that email that you want to send to graduate coordinator is where you will ask them if it is mandatory to secure a supervisor or not. Even before you apply, you have all this information before you start applying to any school. So if a school is telling you that it's mandatory to secure a supervisor, my brother, my sister, it might be a red flag for you. You might, if everything also click, you might decide to put it, to leave the school and not remove it and put it in front like this, that I need to secure a supervisor. Do you understand? So there's also another place, how to send email to PI, how to secure supervisor, everything is covered. So right now, what I would advise you to do is trust in the process. Yeah, don't get ahead of yourself. There are going to be many information out there, but I'm not saying this is the best, right? But it's very close to giving you all the information you are going to get regarding graduate school. So once you have this document, focus on filling it right now. Are you with me? Oh, someone is actually writing on my document. Focus on filling it right now. Focus on getting all these informations by how to fill everything. We're still going to be discussing it in subsequent meetings. So just follow us on the meeting and you'll get all the information you need. Like I was saying, regarding that, you might need to secure supervisor and not secure supervisor is a valid thing, is a valid question. And we're going to discuss it in depth on how to ensure that you can apply to the school even if you don't secure supervisor, because sometimes it's just optional, sometimes it's mandatory, sometimes it's not even required. But in all the time, please note this, in all the time, I always advise my mentees not to apply as a ghost applicant. What I mean by ghost applicant is you submitting your application when nobody in the school, you've never contacted anybody in the school before you submit. They have never seen your name before in their life. So there is no way you're going to follow this process and they will not know you, because now you have name and email of graduate coordinator whom you are going to send emails to get all this information. You have built a rapport with the person, because these people will actually, if you send the right email, right, there's a template on how to send it. We are going to discuss that in some other videos. They will reply you and give you this information. These are faculties, these are the supervisors, they are telling you that is it necessary for you to secure or not. Either is optional, either is mandatory, or either is not required. You have identified these 4 people or 4 or 5 people or 3 people or 2 people, I don't know. Let it be minimum of 3, maximum of 5. You've identified them, their name and their emails. You are going to use them. You're going to send, there's a video on how to send an email to them to secure a supervisor, like to introduce yourself and tell them you want to work with them. That's what they mean by securing supervisor. Even if you are not required, you have to contact them so that you are not a post applicant. There's a video on that. And these people also, why I'm telling you that this page, this first video is the basic and the foundation of everything. This name of these people, when you are writing an SOP for that school, you have to include it and tell the admission committee that you've contacted these people and you have a relationship, you have spoken to them about your interest of applying to their school. Either they respond to you or they don't, you must send an email to them. This is just overview of everything. So if you just calm down and follow the lead, ride the ship or ride the boat or the train, we are going to end up in a very good place where you have all the necessary information to make decisions. I'm not going to apply to graduate school for you, but I'm going to guide you in the right path of being independent in applying and securing information that could be helpful in your application process. So that's just that about that. So there are videos, there's going to be meetings on how to apply to secure graduates, to secure supervisor or whatever. Either you need it or not, I will advise you to contact them. So all those information will be shared with you sooner. So yeah, I think that's that about that. If there is any other question, I'm happy to answer it. And Sister Mariam, I hope I answered your question.
Yes, very much, sir. I really appreciate it.
You're always welcome. So if there is any other question, I will be glad to please, like I said, I want this to be interactive. If I want to just pass out information and not get feedback from it, I can just sit down in front of my laptop, record a video and post it, right? For you to get that. But I want interaction, I want questions like this, and so that I can give clarifications. Because one thing I know for sure is lack of information is a problem. Too much information is a bigger problem. You will see a lot of information on the internet that will be contradictory. This, let me do this first. But if you can follow this step-by-step way, I think you will end up in a good place in terms of informations that you need to apply for grad school. So any other question, please? We have question in the...
I do, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, my question is it not too early? Let's say I plan to apply for 2026. So is it not too early to start reaching out to PI now?
This is spring. Yeah, it's not too early. It's never too early. But if you know you want to apply, you want to reach out to PI, you should have information about them. And I will advise, just continue compiling. Please, everybody, I'm still saying it. Please, please, I'm begging to make your life easier, because everything we'll be discussing, like you see, most of the things we are discussing right now and things we are going to be discussing after that are going to be referring us back to our list of school and keeping record. So go and sit down with that video and watch it and get information out of it, replicate everything that I said there. Once you have that information, you're good to go. It's not too early to apply to reach out to graduate coordinator, to PI, but reaching out to PI is very tricky. They are busy people. You have to know the right strategy to reach out to them, even for you to get a chance of them replying. Let me use myself as an example. Before I come up with the strategy I was using, right? My first, I think my first 80 of, is it 50 to 80? No, my first 80, I didn't receive one single response. I was starting, I was so adamant, I didn't receive one single response. After I come up with this strategy of how I teach people on how to send a code mail, we call it code mail, reaching out to PI, we call it code mail because they don't know you before. So how to send a code mail, I have to send samples on that. I'm going to share that with you when it's time. How to share code mail. I received 30 out of 50 email I sent. I received those 30 as soon as possible. I believe many of them later reach out to me in probably after a while. But the percentage of you sending email and them replying is so low, which is why you must present yourself well when you want to reach out to them. No, it's not just about reaching out. It's about reaching out to the right person and saying the right thing. And you understand, presenting yourself the right way. The way I always do it is so unconventional that you will just have you have no choice but to at least, even if you're not going to reply me, you will want to open my mail. Because these people, they get a lot of mails. They are so busy, to be honest. They get a lot of mails. They just see, I beg you, get out. I'm not looking for something. The way I will put it, you'll be forced to even just look at my mail, and the way I'm going to present myself, you want to know more about me. Even if you don't have funding or you are not looking for students, you'll be willing to even tell me that, okay, let me reply this guy. Oh, you have a good profile, nice CV, nice this thing. However, currently I'm not looking for graduate students. If you can check out Professor this, and this, then many people will recommend people to you if you present yourself the right way. So it's not really about just sending email. So that's why we advise you, please and please. It's a long process. Let's how would I put it? Let's pay attention with me. I'm also very busy, but this is something I must do. So let's work together so that we can get the best information to you guys, get you prepared. Like it's just like you're going to war and you're not prepared. You've never used any ammunition before. So we're going to teach you on how to use all your ammunitions to target whatever you need. So let's just follow this process. We're going to have another meeting in the next 2 weeks. So that meeting, it might also be 2 topics together so that we can keep up with time. So yeah, that's it basically. So you can start sending it out. I'm not going to discourage you on that, but I would advise you start listing people you want to send it out to and your email. And there's also a smart way I always send email. I didn't share it with the first 2 people, but I'm actually planning to share it with this cohort because that's what I use. It sounds a little bit illegal. It's legal, but it sounds a little bit illegal. It's just you being smart. Yeah, that's it. It makes your life a little bit much more easier. So I would make a video. It will be like this, and I'll teach you how to use it too. So just keep piling the name and email of people you want to apply to up. If you feel like you have a good chance, shoot them an email. It's not going to hurt you. But I would advise just keep piling them up. It's never too late, or it's never too early. It's never too early. This is actually, it's not bad. They just finished. We just started spring. So you can send your email out as many as possible.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Any other question, please? Bonu, is this a mistake because you've been raising your hand for a while?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, this might sound a bit redundant. So you mentioned although, because I think it was probably because I joined late, I had network issues. So you mentioned something about a particular video. You've been mentioning something about a particular video since like I joined, and I want to ask. You said it's on the YouTube channel or something like that.
Yeah.
Is the link on the is the link to the YouTube channel on the group, on the WhatsApp group, or how do I get
It is
this?
on the WhatsApp group description.
All
It
right,
is
all
there.
right.
Every information you need is there. There is a group drive where you can find most of the things I described in the video and the subsequent video that will be described in the subsequent videos. Every link required to make you successful and make you informed is on the group description.
All right, so thank you very much.
You are always welcome. So this is why I'm doing this again, because most people just see a bunch of links, they don't explore it, and that's why I'm trying to enlighten people on how to use the resources they have and share a little bit more of information. When I did this video, when I did this meeting about NOR and this back then, I didn't use any material. I was saying everything from my head. It was from the meeting that one of our air schools, all of them work together to come up with this meeting minutes so that we can use it now. So I believe just follow whatever I'm not saying you should just follow me blindly, but at least pay attention to whatever I'm saying here. It will be very good for you because I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I know many people might not even know me, which is so funny. Zaina, are you there? Oh, she's not.
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay. Um, you know me quite well. We've been working together for a while now since we started this group. Little things. Before I started this group, there are things I did. If you can tell them some of it to serve as a means of motivations to them.
Okay, I think someone wants to ask a question, but before that person does, I don't understand some of the things that you did prior to starting the group or after.
Anything you want to say. In terms of what I've achieved by following this process I'm passing out. That's what I'm saying. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course I can hear you.
Okay.
I think somebody wants to ask a question, too. Somebody with name Dum Dum. Abi Dum Dum. I'm
Yeah,
pronouncing it
just say it after that. After that, I'm gonna take a question.
Okay. Okay. So I think at the start of this group were few, mostly Lado guys. Well, because he's a Lado guy. I personally I didn't know him when he was in Lautech. Personally, sure. But bottom line is that I think we started March or April or thereabout. So it was still my sets were still in school. So it was more of like we that we knew each other, gathering ourselves to like be a part of the group and learn more about graduates, scholarship, and all of that. So basically, so from start, I don't know. I think starting on time, as I mean, application cycle starts August, September. So starting on time, March, gave us enough time to like get our things prepared. And agreed, there are times that you'll be off track. A lot of times. There were a lot of times that we went off track. But because we had started earlier, we were able to cover up on time to apply between August, November, and all of that. To be fair, AZ has been, you guys know those things they say about the mentees are supposed to be disturbing the mentor. For us, it was the other way around. Most of us, it was the other way around. It was AZ that was disturbing us that, have you guys done this? Have you guys written your SOP? To be fair. And that was terrible from us, but basically just shows that it was very selfless in making sure that okay, we were carried along, and the parts that he has gone through was trying to make it as easy as possible for us. And to be very honest, I really appreciate it. And it just good.
Hey. You are going off track. Please, I'm not saying okay. It's actually enough. I didn't tell you to say this just to like.
What do you want me to say?
Start
Technical
praising
aspect
me.
for you.
Okay, it's okay. Don't worry, it's enough. It's okay.
Oh, you don't want
enough of the praise. So what I'm trying to say is this, right? You don't need to know anything about me. You don't even need to like me. You don't need to. But one thing I believe so much in is that I believe in I believe it's easier for you to follow someone to follow what someone who has gone through your process as okay, who has gone through the process you want to follow, has gone through that process and has been successful or experienced in them. During fall 2024, I that was when I was also applying. I have 6 fully funded PhD students and a bunch of master's admissions. So anything I'm saying here is not just something I've just come up with. It's something that I've used, and everything is based on experience, right? Even during Zainab time, when I started mentoring them, I learned a lot from them too because I have them actively review their CV, actively review their SOP, actively review their list of schools, actively review many things. So anything I'm saying here, don't just be like this guy is just blabbling. It's just because one thing is there have been many people that have spoken to me too that I don't trust. Like I'll be like, I beg, wait till this guy they talk, Jerry. But what I'm trying to establish here is that if you believe in what I'm doing, it will be much easier for you because there will be some time it will become extremely tedious, extremely difficult. Be like, is this thing even worth it? Should I just give up? But I can promise you right now, I can promise, yeah, I'm not going to tell you that after this you are going to get fully funded masters or fully funded PhD. But I'm telling you that I will guide you with the necessary information and the process to equip you so that you can get it. I'm not the graduate coordinator. I'm not the peer that's going to admit you. I'm not the school that's going to be funding you. But I can tell you for a fact that you will have up-to-date information to make your life easier. And when you're applying, you will know that you will even know you have a to elevate your chances of getting admission. So that's just the basic this thing of the group. And I don't know why Miss Akintayo is trying to make it all about me and saying this and that. No. That's not why I want her to talk. But I just want it to be a level of motivation. I know this for 2025, we've not been airing many information, many graduate news and all that. But I promised, I actually reached out to one of our own who is now in University of Tennessee here in the US. I'm telling you, this woman is a motivation to me too, to be honest. It's really saddened me because I've been so busy these days. I couldn't like bring her here to like talk about herself. She is a mother of 3 kids. She's working full time at Dangote, right? Most of us don't even have boyfriend, let alone girlfriend that will be distracting us. And some of us that we do have is not much of a problem. If she's able to manage that, again, she's not a first class student, not just like you be like, oh, she had a 4.9. No, she had a 3 point something. She's a 2-1 student. A 2-1 student, a mother of 3, working a full-time job and being able to successfully secure graduate school application, fully funded PhD in the US, which is kind of the hardest country to like come to when it comes to like admission kind of a thing. She was able to do it. And when she also was doing as I would like call it, a visa interview, she was able to get 4F2. What I mean by 4F2 is F1 is someone that get the admission, the one that get the funding, the one that want to go and study. F2 are the people that are depending on her, like 4 dependents. Even F1 are being rejected in Lagos Embassy. She was able to escape through with 4 F2 is a miracle to me, but it's not just a miracle, it's a result of long hours of hard work and dedication that make her who she is today. It's really saddening me that I didn't bring her here today. But some other time I will tell her to like come on and like say all this in her own words and like share it with you so that you can be motivated. If she can do it, we all can do it. It's not only the stereotype of it's just for first class students. PhD admission is for no. There are many second class students that are in the US. During my time, I have a very good friend of mine in my same department. I know everybody's busy in the US right now. It's spring and the semester is getting crazy. That's why he's also not here. He also was not a first class student, and he has a fully funded PhD in the US. He's currently studying in the US. So it's not only about, I'm not saying this just to like demur or like just to uh, reduce the standard of their dedication or because to say they didn't do well. No, they did well, right? But just to show you that it's not only meant for first class students, it's meant for everybody, depending on how you can present yourself. There are many first class students who are trying. I'm not saying they're not doing well. They're trying, but they have not gotten it. And there are many 2-1 students, 2-2 students that have already gotten it. So there's no template to this thing. It's just how much do you want it? Are you willing to I'm not saying pay the price. Are you willing to pay your dues? Right? Are you willing to do what is necessary, what is needful? So that's just my own piece for this meeting. And I know this is not ideal. Previously, if it's previous meeting and I have 14 people on the meeting, I will just cancel the meeting and go elsewhere because 2 hours of my life is an expensive hours. You will understand. I pray everybody will also, most of us are going to come here and you understand what I mean by 2 hours is a lot of time for me. So, so if it's any other meeting, I will have said, let's cancel this meeting and come up and do some other meeting when we are more than this, because this information I'm passing across is crucial. So I want it to reach as many people as possible. So which is why I'm only saying that. Not a problem. I'm going to share this video with on the group YouTube channel, so you can always go back to there and listen to some of the informations regarding Gary School I passed and some of the personal information about motivation that I'm passing across right now. So I'm really appreciative. Thank you all for having me here today. It's really an honor. And I'm looking forward to celebrating you guys for 2025 and also for 2026, even in spring and summertime. So I'm looking forward to having you guys. Thank you so much. This is going to be the end of the meeting. Do have a nice day. Yeah.